What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, you've probably seen a couple videos already about the state of this team and our opinion on what's going on with the team, where the direction needs to head, and all things considered. I put out a tweet earlier in the day stating that I felt that regardless of anything that happens this year, the Colts need to draft or pick up their franchise quarterback. It needs to happen. You have a situation where you have a team that you say is ready to play and play good football. That's what Ballard's words, not mine. Ballard's words. And you stated on top of it that obviously Matt Ryan's not going to be here for very long. And it's in this situation now. You have players coming out saying it is very difficult for the Colts to build any kind of connection with this team while they have a quarterback that keeps getting changed year in and year out. So that's the situation you have put into place right now. And that is why I feel that it is very important for the Colts to get on top of this situation right now. It is very important they find their guy, draft him, pick him up, go and get him, and build him going forward. I don't care who the coaching staff is. I don't care if it's Ballard making this decision or somebody else making the decision at some point. The Colts need to make a change, and they have to get their franchise quarterback going forward. This team has been now what? 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth year now where the Colts have been trying to find a guy that they thought would be their quarterback for a few years, and it hasn't been working. It is time to stop dodging the bullet, and it is time to start getting a quarterback that this team can be built around. That is what is the important aspect here. I know people keep saying, "Oh, you want to get a quarterback now so he can get killed by this offensive line or this coaching staff or this front office or whatever you want to keep saying." I don't care. I would rather have a franchise quarterback and start building around him now instead of just trying to fix the team and waste another year with a QB trade-off. I don't want to be in QB purgatory anymore. I want to find the guy, okay? So at the end of the day, this isn't going to be a draft episode here. I'll have those at the end of the year when we're talking about this scenario and I get more film on a bunch of these guys. But I would say this, that there are a couple quarterbacks that I absolutely would love for the Indianapolis Colts to pick up. Okay. And we'll talk about a few of them right here. Obviously, far down the line, this could all subject to change. But right now, this Indianapolis Colts team needs a quarterback to take over this franchise. And there's really only, in my opinion, at this moment, only 3 or 4 guys in this draft that I would definitively say I'm confident in this team's ability to actually do that going forward. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. Obviously, like from a tier 1 perspective, there's 4 quarterbacks I would want. That is CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Levis. Those are the tier 1 guys that I would be willing right now to throw my chips in and say, those are the guys. Those are the guys that I think can be franchise guys put into the right system. All of them. They're going to be studs in the NFL at some point. That's my feeling. When you talk about tier 2 guys, I see guys like Hendon Hooker, Van Dyke, and Anthony Richardson from Florida. Guys who have intangibles and, with a little bit more coaching, maybe a little bit more time in their systems, they have the potential of being franchise quarterbacks, but I'm not as high on them as the original guys. And when it comes to the rest of them, KJ Jefferson from Arkansas, Michael Penix from Washington. A lot of you would know him from Indiana. Jaron Hall from BYU and Devin Leary from NC State. Again, I'm not going to give my opinion on all of these quarterbacks right now, but I will say that this team needs a new direction in leadership. This team needs a young, fresh quarterback to build a franchise around.
What's going on, everybody? Today, I want to talk to you about our sponsor, BetStamp. Now, I know what you're thinking. Derek, another betting app? What is so different about this one now? Well, I got to tell you guys, I'm not into online gambling a whole lot and bets online and everything, but I got to tell you, BetStamp is one of the coolest things I have ever seen in regards to betting online. The great thing about BetStamp is it allows you to see all the different odds from all different sports books and see which one provides you the best odds possible for any game or scenario you want to bet on for your pick versus some of the worst. BetStamp allows you to also buy and sell picks that you have without worrying about losing your money or having any issues with it. Believe me, it's all free. I mean, look at this, guys. You have an option for every game across all different kinds of leagues in a ton of different ways. You have baseball, you have college football, UFC, NBA, and NFL. Great for the NFL season now being here. And if I wanted to bet on this Tennessee Titans versus Buffalo Bills game, it shows me in real time what are the best odds, which sports book I'm going to get the best offer from versus some of the worst ones. Because why would you want to earn less money from PointsBet when you could be winning more from ProLine Plus? Again, a great thing that BetStamp offers you, allowing you to make more money for the same pick just with a different sports book. How easy is that? And the great thing is there's not just games. There's player props. There's game props. There's lines. There's live tracking. There's a ton of great ways to make bets and picks on BetStamp, guys. Totally a cool thing to use. I highly encourage you to check it out if you're into any kind of online betting. Even if you're not, give it a check. See what you like about it, because I think I actually enjoy using it. But the best way to get an edge on online sports betting is having multiple accounts at different sports books. Be sure to hit the BetLink page, betstamp.app/onboarding. Be sure to check out the BetStamp app or online, and be sure to use the referral code JUICE, plug in your state, and you'll get access to all their affiliates and their prices once you open it up, seeing all states' lines. Be sure to check this out, guys. You won't want to miss it for the best odds on your next sports bet.
We have not felt like that since the offseason of 2019, and it has been too long. It has been too long for this team to say we haven't found our franchise guy yet. It is time for whoever's running the front office at that point to step up and say, we're going to throw our hat into the ring. I don't care where we're drafting at. Throw our hat into the ring and get the guy that we need in order to make this team successful 5 years down the line. The Chiefs did it. The Chargers did it. The Bills did it. And a bunch of other teams are doing it. But you have to make the decision. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you don't want to draft one, you have to trade for an elite one. And at this moment, I don't know if there really is an elite one that I'm worried that I really want to grab. You know, I did mention the idea of the Colts, maybe trading for Justin Fields. I don't know if that would even be a possibility. And, we've seen Justin Fields. He's not translating very well into the game. How much of that has to do with the fact that he's playing for the Chicago Bears, an insanely big mess of an organization. But then again, you can also make that same argument for what we're dealing with right now. But I felt like if you got a better offensive scheme going offensively, then things would look a lot different for a guy like Justin Fields. And I do think we have better weapons at this moment in time than what Justin Fields is currently using. Again, a lot of things have to get changed within this Colts organization. And one of those has to be a quarterback. You have to make this team better by giving it a direction and understanding that for the next 10 years, your team is going to be under the leadership of this guy. We can't keep bouncing around with the backup quarterbacks anymore. We can't bounce around with the guys who our head coach thinks he can change to make better. We can't go with the 38-year-old quarterbacks anymore. It can't be like that. We need fresh blood. We need a better guy in here that we can mold into the future franchise quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm happy to hear your guys' suggestions on that. This is one that I just felt that it needed to be addressed in its own separate video. Again, there are multiple different things that the Colts need to do differently, and we'll have more of those discussions at some point, but I feel like it has to be said that this Indianapolis Colts team has to have a franchise quarterback at the end of this year, and it's too rich of a situation to not have a new one in the wakes for when Matt Ryan eventually leaves the Colts. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, guys, go Colts.